Hey, what's going on YouTube? Just finished up over on Twitch working out a clear for Consumed Omega Spawn that does not use any of the units that everyone would expect you'd want to bring on a fight like this in current meta, like Kaito or Chizuru or Esther or Sylvie. And instead we're bringing some other units that I think are pretty fun. And if this works, I'll show you how the gear is all set up. But here is the team we're using so far. And we do go for all missions on this as well. We're using Yoshikiri, Reberta, we're using Lord of the Seas Nichol, Shoreline Fina and Daisy as our tank, and then Starlight Alina just to do some chaining with Yoshikiri. And like I said, if this ends up working, we'll go ahead and show you all the gear and everything. So in case you don't know, the boss starts out with a human killer buff for himself. So that makes him particularly deadly to Shoreline Fina and Daisy, so we're going to try and protect them as best we can. And also, Yoshikiri is wearing the Obsidian Bracer to just apply some defense and spirit breaks on the first turn. We're going to do something better on the next turn. He's just wearing it. You know, it doesn't really matter. But to start, we're going to be using Hikiko Mori for a barrier, Faint Block to reduce damage from machines, which the boss is part machine, and Ninjutsu Jakuten for a machine killer buff for the whole party. Reberta is going to do Dragon Killer and Dragon Mitigation for the party to help Shoreline Fina and Daisy survive, as well as Emissary of Demise and Dragoon's Aim to try and do more damage. Lord of the Seas Nichol in the base form is going to Water Infusion, and then use Shelga and Flood for a basic Water Imperil. There we go. Starlight Alina is going to use a personal water amp. How long does this last? This lasts for 5 turns, so we're good to go. Celestial Brilliance for a water amp, Star Supernova for a buff, and Gemini Blade for just increasing the modifier of some of your skills. There we go. And then Shoreline Fina and Daisy need to try and survive this turn. We're going to do that by using Nereid's Kiss, which reduces magic damage, and Healing Ripples to fill the LB for Lord of the Seas Nichol. And we hope for the best. If she dies, we come back. Sometimes she dies, sometimes she doesn't. She gutsed it. Perfect. She happens to be wearing 2 sources of guts. I've seen her go from gutsing it to having 5,000 HP left to having 1,000 HP left. There's a little bit of variance there. But as long as you survive turn 1 with your tank, she's fine. You know, she's wearing double guts, so she should be okay. Oh my gosh, though. Seriously. Okay. Yoshikiri is going to use BA Start on Reberta. And then just chain a couple of times to try and fill LB for Nichol, although Nichole's good to go. So we're going to shift and use Aquatic Formula for a big stat buff and water amplification buff for the whole party. There we go. Elena is going to use Earthbreaker to put a better defense and spirit break on the boss. Yoshikiri is going to, like I said, use... we're using... not Faint Block. We're using BA Start on Reberta. And we will go ahead and do Chakra Purge and... that one. Whatever. We're just... doesn't really matter. BA Start's the important thing. There we go. Fina and Daisy are just going to heal themselves. They're not going to take any damage this turn because turn 2 is single target physical damage that Yoshikiri is going to evade for us, and Reberta is going to jump. There we go. See, that was not so bad. And Lord of the Seas Nichol is going to use Tsunami to summon a Imperil Field. There we are. So now our boss has defense and spirit broken, taking extra damage from large swords. We'll see why in a second. Spears, lowered water resistance, and we have killers. You'll see here we've got machine killers and dragon killers in place, so we're in pretty good shape. So let's go ahead and do this, and you can do this. And we're just going to chain and land with Reberta once the chain builds, and the reduced water field is in place. So we should do pretty good damage here. Last time I tried this, we beat it, so let's do it. Perfect. 3 turns. Here's the missions. It was no continues, 3 turns, no KOs, and just completing the quest, which we did. We did all that. Very good. Maybe not the most traditional clear, but it was certainly fun to work out how to make it work. We'll show you the damage breakdown as well. 6.2 billion damage. Not bad. Any guesses on who did the most? Reberta, but Starlight Elena, look at that. Not even geared for the right killers, okay? Not even geared for the right killers, and still did half the damage of Reberta. Seriously. She's good now. All right, that's the clear. So let's take a look at the gear. That way you can see for yourselves if this is going to work for you. I better put more on. There we go. Can I do it now? Can I look? Yes, I can look. Okay, so here's the gear. Yoshikiri, like I said, is just staying in the shift form. Wearing the obsidian bracer, it does not matter, is basically just geared for passive provoke and as much spirit as we can cram into it, and evasion. Wearing this doesn't really have to be this. It could be a throwing weapon. I just wanted something that was two-handed and had spirit on it. So there it is. Has Bahamut synergy to help fill the Esper gauge, and then his intrinsic to buff up Reberta. Okay, pretty cool. His gear does not matter that much. Reberta's matters. So she's wearing, we're doing a true dual wield jump build. She's got machine killer and dragon killer and just high attack. There you go. Lots of good stuff. She had an extra spot, so I gave her a Bahamut synergy to again help fill the Esper gauge, and she's wearing the her vision card from her step up, just to help her get jump damage. Here's the important stuff: machine, dragon, and jump damage. Cool. As high attack as you can. Lord of the Seas Nichol is just built for LB fill and Esper fill, and that's all he does. Right? So he does the imbue on turn 1, the basic water imperil, and then his LB, and then summons Leviathan, and that's it. Doesn't contribute at damage at all. So what he's wearing for damage does not matter at all. Shoreline, Fina, and Daisy ended up, their gear was the hardest part to figure out. How to get them to survive turn 1 was very important. So as high spirit and HP as we could. Has a source of guts from her hat, and also a secondary source of guts from Aruba's boon. Otherwise, just HP and spirit as much as we could cram into there. Is wearing Chow's vision card. And you might ask, if you've got Chow's vision card, why aren't you wearing Chow? Why aren't you just running Chow? Because the boss doesn't do bonus damage against Chow. Because I wanted to do something different. There you go. And then finally, Starlight Elena, not built properly at all because she's not geared for the right killer. She's wearing 1 weapon and doesn't have the full, the complement of stuff. She's only got true double hand attack. But she still did half the damage of Reberta. So like, there's a piece of me that wants to see like what would happen if I actually geared her right and did a dual wield build and just like used her as a chainer and went for it. Wearing her intrinsic, of course, has Earthbreaker to help break the boss and do more damage. Has this vision card because it gives a great sword in peril, and she's wearing a great sword that has machine killer on it. And there's the build. So there you go. It ended up working out just fine, and yeah, didn't use a lot of the standard stuff. So if you find that useful, I hope hopefully that helps you get it if you haven't been able to get it yet. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. You guys take care, be good to each other, all that stuff. By the way, if you have not subscribed yet, today we hit 430 subscribers, and I have a personal goal to get to 500. I'd like to do that within the first year of me running this channel, so that'd be pretty cool. If you haven't done that yet, go ahead and do it. It'd mean a lot to me. But yeah, we'll see you next time.